Today we got a classic fight, only movie versions. Captain America versus Wolverine. Who comes out on top? Well, let's find out. Born in Brooklyn, Steve was the son of World War I veteran. Grew up to be a sickly, weak, and physically unimpressive, but he still persevered and tried to do the right thing even if it meant physical harm. He tried multiple times to get into the military because he couldn't stand others fighting while he just did nothing. Seeing his inner goodness, Dr. Abraham Erskine gave him the super soldier serum, believing that he would do the right thing and wouldn't be corrupted by it. Transformed into Captain America, Steve Rogers fights for freedom and what he believes is right. Thanks to the super soldier serum, Steve has incredible superhuman strength, durability, speed, and reflexes. He's strong to lift a motorcycle with 3 women on it, lift a large steel beam off of Bucky after being injured, throw his motorcycle and crush a jeep, and throw Ultron hard enough to shatter a concrete pillar. He's even managed to hold a helicopter in place. Then in Infinity War, Steve goes on to temporarily hold back Thanos' hand. Cap also has impressive durability. He's taken attacks on Winter Soldier, Iron Man, Ultron, Spider-Man, and was just fine afterwards. He also survived falls from multi-story buildings, though the shield did absorb a lot of the impact, then started getting blasted off the bridge, bouncing off a car, smashing into a bus, then getting into a car crash. Then in his brief fight against Thanos, Cap was able to take devastating blows from the Mad Titan. Steve's able to run 13 miles in 30 minutes as a warm-up, outrun cars while he was chasing Bucky, and in combat, he'll dodge Ultron, avoid energy blast and plasma fire. We've all seen how impressive his acrobatic and parkour skills are. Cap is an incredibly skilled fighter, able to defeat Crossbones, Black Panther, Winter Soldier, and Iron Man, and has consistently taken down huge numbers of enemies with ease. Then, with his shield, Steve will block attacks from Thor, Ultron, and Iron Man, and has thrown it hard enough to where it breaks down doors, destroys vehicles, he can get stuck in steel. He's also got incredible skill when it comes to throwing the shield, and ricochet off of basically anything, and tag multiple people all at the same time. So, as we got one corner, the first Avenger, the ultimate super soldier, Captain America. But, entering the ring, in the other corner, the most iconic X-Men, Wolverine. Wolverine, born James Howlett, also known as Logan, was a mutant born with retractable forearm claws, enhanced physical abilities, and a powerful healing factor. The co-leader of the X-Men, also a famous hero and warrior being a veteran of multiple wars. His body naturally evolved to the pinnacle of human potential. Laced with an adamantium skeleton, Wolverine is incredibly strong and is regularly able to overpower grown men, send them flying back with attacks, and knock them out with just one punch. He's even managed to rip apart the Silver Samurai's armor with his bare hands. He's also incredibly fast, routinely taking down shooters before they could get a shot off, and even dodged a bullet before. However, Wolverine's greatest physical ability is definitely his superhuman durability, regenerative healing factor. He's routinely been repeatedly shot, stabbed, and endured extreme blunt force trauma without passing out, or even barely being slowed down. Wolverine is quickly healed from being shot in the head, cutting open his chest and digging into his heart, throwing several miles away and drowning in a river. And he's even healed from a nuclear bomb and was out healing Phoenix's physical damage. Logan also has iconic 3 retractable claws in each forearm that are coated in adamantium, allowing him to cut through anything or anyone with absolute ease. Due to his advanced age and countless battles with various wars and street fights, Logan is very efficient, highly skilled, and extremely lethal in various forms of martial arts and hand-to-hand combat. He's fought against thugs and gangsters, taking down whole spec ops groups, able to battle against and beat people with similar powers as his own, like Lady Deathstrike and Sabretooth. So, who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now today we just got an insanely tough fight, one that either one could definitely come out on top. We got Captain America, Steve Rogers, pinnacle of human physical potential and greatest soldier the world has ever seen. Other corner, Wolverine, long-lived warrior and powerful mutant. Who's coming out on top? Well, that's what we're going to find out. Now, like always, first things first, physicality. So which one of these two heroes is stronger? Well, Wolverine has been able to send people flying backwards with his attacks. He's picked up a dirt bike and used it as a bat, and he's able to lay people out with just one or two hits. Really, Logan has some serious striking power, probably because all of his punches are amped with the additional weight and force of his adamantium bones. He's even gonna go into Blob and put him down just a headbutt and an elbow, and Blob is tough enough to take a point-blank tank explosion when he's in his prime. Then there's his fighting against Silver Samurai. Now, Wolverine is able to rip apart a piece of the armor, and Silver Samurai was supposed to be made up of adamantium. But honestly, that's just too crazy to include in the fight. Really don't think the movie intended to show that Wolverine was a 100-tonner, and probably make him the strongest hero in the whole X-Men universe. Yeah, it doesn't really make sense. However, even setting that aside, Wolverine was able to tackle Silver Samurai, throw him off a cliff, showing some real impressive strength. However, no question, Captain America is definitely stronger. I mean, the guy is insanely strong. He has consistently treated normal people like nothing more than rag dolls, sending them flying through the air or flying backwards across the room. He's even kicked and punched some people with so much power that they actually dented metal upon impact. He managed to lift up a motorcycle, threw a man on top of it, lift up another motorcycle and throw it hard enough to destroy a Jeep, and even managed to lift a piece of rubble off of him and Black Widow that was as large as both of them. Cap has thrown Ultron so hard that he broke through a concrete pillar. He managed to release briefly for power both Iron Man and Spider-Man, held a helicopter in place and prevented it from taking off, and definitely most impressively, Cap was able to temporarily hold back Thanos, and even seemingly staggered Thanos with his attacks during Endgame. Captain America has also consistently been faster than Wolverine. He's shown that he can run faster than Logan, easily running 13 miles in just 30 minutes, and outrunning the entire Wakandan army. And Steve also just fights at a much faster and more frenzied pace, while still displaying a crazy amount of finesse and skill. He's also shown a much greater sense of agility and acrobatic ability while in a fight, which again is something that Wolverine hasn't shown us. Finally, Steve has just better reaction time than Wolverine, being able to easily avoid and block energy blast and plasma fire, consistently aim, block bullets, block grenade blast, and one time he managed to dodge a bullet after it had been fired. So then what about Wolverine? Well, he honestly doesn't have much to compare against that would be on Steve's level. He's been able to blitz opponents and take them down before they could react, but so has Cap, so that's not going to be much help. Then Wolverine has possibly dodged a bullet before, but like we showed, so has Captain America. So yeah, Cap is faster, just like he's stronger. However, no question about it, Wolverine is exponentially more durable. But let's talk about Steve for just a second here, because his durability is going to be really important for this fight too. He's survived massive multi-story falls, and airdropped down from an airplane without a parachute. Survived a Tatari, a plasma shock that could casually destroy cars, and Steve was even fine after being hit with a grenade blast, being blasted off a bridge, bouncing off a car, flying into a bus, and then being in a car crash. That's all insanely impressive. But the most important thing for this fight is going to be Steve's durability to punches, kicks, and stabs. He's taken repeated punches to the face of Winter Soldier and didn't pass out, even though each punch is able to crack concrete. He's taken a super speed punch from Quicksilver, hits from Crossbones, Spider-Man, even a massive beating from Iron Man. Steven has been taking attacks from Thanos before. However, only thing is, Cap has no remarkable durability to piercing attacks. So, one or two stabs with those claws, and the fight could wildly and instantly swing in Wolverine's favor. But we'll talk about that in a second, because right now, let's talk about Wolverine's durability. This is definitely going to be one of the keys to the fight right here. He's routinely been shot and stabbed without any significant lasting damage, healing from it all almost instantly. He's taken some massive physical beatings from people like Juggernaut, who's definitely stronger than Captain America, been around point-blank explosions, been relatively unfazed. Wolverine has even had rebar pierced all throughout his body and been chucked a good couple miles by Magneto. Purposely cut open his chest and started digging around inside his internal organs, withstood the heat and force of a nuclear blast, was able to out-heal Phoenix's telekinetic blast, which had previously been instantly vaporized and disintegrate both soldiers and mutants alike. Like we said, Wolverine is exponentially more durable than Captain America. So here's where things begin to get tricky. Because we talk about fighting skill, the shield, and the claws. Also, we have to address just whether or not Steve can even injure Logan. Not necessarily kill him, just put him down. Knock him out a little. So, who's the better and more skilled fighter? Well, I think it's gotta be Steve. He's able to take down an elevator filled with highly trained operatives, swiftly defeat multiple people and clear whole rooms, and actually routinely one-shots opponents. He's fought against multiple skilled fighters before by himself, battling War Machine and Black Panther by himself. He also routinely fought more powerful and more skilled people than Mystique or Gambit, going up against Winter Soldier's Iron Man, Black Panther, Crossbones, and Corvus Glaive. Then there's his shield. He is an expert using it in a fight, and for the purposes of this fight, it will be able to block any attack that Wolverine can throw at him. I'm not really going to dive into adamantium versus vibranium, just because we have absolutely no clue how these super metals will react against each other, and so we'll just call the metals themselves a draw. Wolverine can't pierce through vibranium shield, Captain America can't bust up adamantium bones. However, that doesn't take away just how dangerous and effective Steve is with his shield. He's able to ricochet this shield off of pretty much anything, can hit multiple people at the same time, and no matter how Steve throws it, the shield always seems to find its way back to him. It also just packs quite a wallop, as it's penetrated Ultron's body before and busted through Iron Man's armor. On the other hand, Wolverine definitely has more experience than Captain America, seeing as he served in the Civil War, World War I, World War II, Vietnam, and with Weapon X and the X-Men. And Logan is exponentially skilled at just blowing through soldiers, thugs, and whole groups of people. However, throw him up against a more skilled fighter, someone like Mystique, Lady Deathstrike, or Gambit, and he suddenly doesn't look all that impressive. And Captain America is definitely more skilled than those three fighters, so Wolverine is going to have a tough time going up against him too. But here's the thing. Wolverine's entire fighting style actually isn't based on showing incredible fighting skill. Instead, it relies almost entirely on his healing factor and his adamantium claws. Wolverine knows that he can take a beating, so he'll often take the punishment and wait for the perfect opening to unleash a stab with his claws, which very often instantly swings the fight in his favor. And the same thing will happen here. Wolverine manages to land one or two well-placed stabs on Captain America, while something that Steve just can't shake off. And like we said, swings the fight wildly in Logan's favor. But then we gotta flip back over to Captain America, because he's an incredible defensive fighter, especially with his shield. He's blocked attacks from Batroc, Winter Soldier, and Black Panther, and our Steven just straight up dodged and counters Crossbones' blades without his shield, so we'll do the same thing here. Couple that shield with his much greater fighting skill, and it just got drastically harder for Wolverine to land that perfect stab, while Steve won't have any problem landing attacks of his own. See what I mean by things getting more interesting? So here's where we gotta answer the ultimate question. Can Captain America injure Wolverine and ultimately put him down? Well, here's the thing. Despite Wolverine's insane healing factor and all of his high-end durability feats, it's not impossible to put him down. The first one that comes to mind is being knocked out for a few minutes with a shot to the head by a police officer in X2. Also been knocked out by a car crash, been knocked out by Sabretooth hitting with a tree branch, and been knocked out by a telekinetic blast from Jean. With the shield enhancing his strikes, Captain America is definitely capable of replicating that kind of damage. We've actually already seen that combination has more force than a bullet. He has embedded his shield into Ultron's chest, while that same version of Ultron is standing up to aircraft fire from the Quinjet. So look at the low-end feats, and Captain America is capable of knocking Wolverine out. But then look at the high-end defeats, looks like Cap has absolutely no chance. I mean, he was taking a disintegrating blast directly to the face from the Phoenix Force, and was just healing through it. Captain America isn't coming anywhere close to matching that. Combine the two, find the average Wolverine's durability, and it looks like Captain America can, in fact, injure Wolverine with shield attacks, but it's going to take a whole lot of those attacks to ultimately put Logan down. In the meantime, all Wolverine has to do is land 1 or 2 hits in order to win. So, end of the day, who's coming out on top here? Well, like we said at the beginning, it will be an absolutely incredible fight, one I'll definitely pay to see in the theaters. But I'll ultimately have to give it to Wolverine. Captain America would definitely make it a long, hard-fought fight with a shield and a skill, but more often than not, I'm going to put stock behind Wolverine's healing factor and claws, rather than Captain America having a perfect fight, not even get hit once. This one is ultimately going to Wolverine. Wolverine wins. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts. Sound off in the comments down below. Also, be sure to like button, the subscribe button, turn notifications, join the DanCo army, and I will see you next time.